With the rise of far-right regimes across the world, I think there is a huge yearning, be it in the US, be it in India, or be it in the UK or any other country for that matter. There's a huge yearning for an alternative, and you see this in the shape of Bernie Sanders getting a lot of support in the US. You see this in the shape of Jeremy Corbyn getting a lot of support in the UK, and similarly in India, which is 1/6 of humanity, which is 1.3 billion people really. There is a lot of yearning for an alternative, and there are a lot of youth leaders who are coming up who now seek to represent the alternative. So I would describe myself as being part of that movement, which is trying to provide an alternative politics. So for us, it's really important, it's really enlightening, I would say, to listen to people from all over the world, listen to people from Nepal, listen to people from Ghent, and get to know how they are presenting an alternative style of politics, how they are bringing sustainable development to politics, how they are bringing the issue of people-led development, people-centric development to politics. So that's been the most important learning really, how to put people at the center of development, how to put environment at the center of policy, how to put sustainable development at the center of politics. Yeah, that's been a big learning. The most important thing which happens when you attend such a conference is it's a reminder that alternatives are possible, that the status quo, the current way of living, our current unsustainable way of living, our current violent way of doing politics, that's not the only way of politics. So in India, for example, I'm involved in activism, and sometimes you get so much lost in the intricacies of activism, you get so much lost in the micro realities, in the hyper-local issues, that you forget to sort of imagine an alternative. So I think this sort of conference is an important reminder for an activist like myself, who may be part of politics tomorrow, that alternatives are possible. There's an ideology which has kind of taken root in our times, where people, which I call TINA, which means there is no alternative, TINA. But I think it's really important to break that and see other alternatives in action, see what other people are doing, what other activist groups are doing, what other governments are doing. Now, for example, in Ghent, we got to learn that this is a fair trade city, and many of the resources are actually common, and how the local council here, they are actually concerned about these issues. Now in my country, if you go to a local council member, all these issues do not really figure. It's a very different style of politics, where it's a system of patronage with the politician that really forms the sort of, what should I say, the substantive content of politics. So yeah, it's very interesting to see other alternatives, that's what I would say.